I'm sex and relationship coach Caitlin B. And today I'm going to tell you how to know if a woman is ready for sex. Now, this is not how to tell if she's into you, if you're on a date, if she wants to have sex with you. That's a very different video. I'm talking about when you're already in bed with your female partner, how do you know that she's actually ready to be penetrated? So this is assuming that you have already had some kind of established agreement that you're going to have sex. Sex is the way that you are headed with this entire evening, and you are in bed and you want to know when to transition from foreplay into intercourse. That's the exact minute that I'm talking about here. The reason that this is important to know is that way too many men think, okay, she's wet, I'm hard, let's do this. We're both ready. I'm ready, she's ready. And then when you come too soon, she hasn't reached orgasm, it's not a super pleasurable experience for her, it takes her a long time to reach orgasm. You wonder why she wasn't able to get there. I mean, she was wet when we started. The truth is that women can take between 20 and even up to 40 minutes before their bodies are ready for sex. Like, her mind could have been ready for sex an hour ago. But the truth is that until you take the time to work her body's arousal level up to the point where she's ready to be penetrated, you really shouldn't start having sex. Now, this is a really difficult concept for a couple different reasons. One is that not all women are able to actually articulate or say when they're ready to have sex. Like, they might be using the same indicators that you're using. Like, she's wet, she wants it, obviously we're ready. The truth is that if you look a little bit closer, and I'm going to tell you exactly what to look for, there are some really sure telltale signs that she's ready, her body's ready, and that penetrative sex is going to be a really great and pleasurable experience for both of you. Before we get into all of this though, take a second and subscribe to this video because I want you to never miss another tip on how to be an amazing lover. I've broken down these signs into 3 different categories for you. Things you can feel, things you can hear, and things you can see. Let's start with the things that you can feel. So obviously wetness is a pretty good indicator of whether or not she's becoming aroused. If she's not wet, that doesn't mean that she's not interested in having sex with you. It doesn't mean that she's not aroused. It might mean that she needs more time. It might mean that you need to use lubricant also. Because wetness isn't always a great indicator of arousal, there's a couple other things that you can feel that are great indicators. So the first one is her hands. Is she moving her hands towards you, gripping towards you, pulling your body towards hers? If she's consciously guiding you into her body, then you know that she's sending an indicator, a felt indicator, that she is aroused and she is ready to have sex with you. You'll also be able to feel a difference in her vulva. Now, when I say vulva, I mean the entire outside of female genitals. Everything on the inside is the vagina, the vaginal canal, uterus, cervix, womb. But when I say vulva, I mean the exterior. Now, you can actually feel a difference in her vulva from not being aroused to being all the way aroused and ready to be penetrated. The truth is, a lot of blood comes into that area, just the same way that happens to men when they get an erection. For women, that blood is more dispersed though, so it's a little bit more nuanced when you're looking for it. So if you're feeling that she's become engorged, all of her lips, her clit, the entire vulva has become puffier and more filled with blood. It might even feel warmer to the touch. These are ways that you can actually feel that she is getting closer to being ready to be penetrated. Now, along with those feelable signs, there are also visual signs. So if you're tuned in and you are watching her vulva and actually engaging with it, whether you're having oral sex or you're just making mental notes to keep checking, you will see that her inner labia, those are the lips that surround the vaginal opening, will actually get darker. So if she's got like a pretty pink lips, they might become more purple or maroon. If her lips are already really dark, they'll get darker. They might even get to become a really deep purple or a deep plum color. This is a great visual indicator that her body is ready to accept you. Now, some women actually experience a flush, so they'll get red on their chest in particular, even in their face, when they start to become aroused enough to be penetrated. That's another great indicator, but not all women experience that, so don't wait, don't look for that in all of your partners, and certainly don't wait to start penetration. You might be waiting forever, because it just doesn't happen to all women. But that's a really excellent visual indicator that you can use. And then finally, audible or hearable indicators. So there's actually a very slight change in a woman's voice as she becomes aroused. But it's difficult to tell. It's really highly nuanced. If you're really with a partner, you're really familiar with her and her voice, you might be able to tell. But the best way to tell that a woman is ready to have sex with you is that she says it. So if you ask her, hey, are you ready for this? Are you ready to move into this next phase? Are you ready to be penetrated? Are you ready to be entered? I mean, you figure out a way to kind of zhuzh that up. I'm giving you some technical language. You know the kinds of words that you and your partner like to use. But if you actually ask her or have some kind of conversation with her, she can indicate to you, yes, I feel ready. I am aroused enough. I would like to have you inside of me now. The truth is that most women are pretty good experts on themselves and their own body. And so that they can tell you when they are ready to actually have sex, when they're ready to receive you. And the reason that this is super important is that if you enter her before she's physically ready, A, it can be painful. B, it can mean for a actual physical tearing of her vaginal tissue. And this isn't a common occurrence, but it can happen, especially if you enter her way before she's ready, or if you are a particularly large man, particularly endowed, you actually can do some serious damage. And finally, it takes away time that you're inside of her that is pleasurable, right? You don't want to actually enter her until you know that it's going to be a pleasurable experience for her, for you to be inside of her. So ask her if she's ready, ask her if it feels good, ask her if it doesn't mean that you have to start right then and there. Actually, that's a great way to tease her. You can say, hey, are you ready? Oh, you're ready? Oh, okay, you can't have it just yet. What? Oh my God, she's gonna blow her mind. Asking her, hearing it in her voice, hearing her actually say, yes, I'm ready, let's do this, is the best indicator that she's ready to be penetrated. So the next time that you're in bed with a woman and you're building up that level of arousal, whether that's because you want to make her orgasm through penetrative sex, or you just want to make sure that the entire time that you're inside of her is the most pleasurable experience it could possibly be, look for visible signs, feelable signs, and hearable signs that she's ready to be penetrated, and do not enter her before you get an indication from at least one of those three areas. This is sex and relationship coach Caitlin V. Please comment below. Tell me, are there other signs, other things that I missed, and other signs that you look out for that you've seen in your partners? I'd be curious to know your thoughts on this. And while you're down there, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks.